Hello, everyone, and welcome to Club 38. It is great to see everybody again. Tonight, I am joined by everybody knows him, everybody loves him, Zareth and Vexatron.
Everybody loves us.
Everybody.
Of
That's
course,
good to hear.
everybody, literally everybody. Bless your bones, and then fuck you, bones.
I didn't. Thanks. So it's good to know someone doesn't love me, even if it is Bones.
So hopefully everybody's doing good out there. If you're watching over on YouTube, remember to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, get us to 500 subs, and then we take our Wampa to Relic 10. Which I have more to say on that for you, Zareth, from the words of Kate.
Oh man,
She wants
she
to
would. She likes the Wampa discussion quite a bit more than she should.
yeah, her exact words were make sure to give Zarek shit about the better Wampa Zeta for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought for a while about I have a newer account, and I thought for a while about only applying one Zeta, the one that she doesn't like, and just leaving it there just for her. But at the end of the, I was like, I want both of these. So
Yeah,
Out of curiosity, which one is it? Is it the heal immunity?
I like the healing immunity one. I mean, I like both of them. Now I don't remember off the top of my head. They're both pretty good though.
Hey there, Bayou Bazinga. How are you doing? Great to see you. See, you're everybody's favorite. Even Bayou Bazinga says it.
Yay.
Hey.
All right. We could start the recording here. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Club 38, where every table has a story and every glass has a secret. As always, I am Aligal, and unfortunately, my co-host Kate Gaiman could not be here again. She's with her baby. All the love to you, Kate. We miss you. Hurry back to us. Show's not the same without you. Of course, you could catch us live every Tuesday about 9 EST over on my channel currently until Kate comes back. Allie, ALLI 3GAL. You can find us on Twitch, YouTube until Kate gets back to streaming, and then you could catch us on her channel, Kate Gaming _ over on Twitch. Tonight, I am joined by two very special guests who we will get to the reason why in a minute, but we'll start with Vexatron.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be here. Honored to have faced Zareth in GAC Live for you guys to watch. It was a fun battle, and we'll get into the meat and potatoes soon, but it was a fun time.
And then we are also joined by the other one in that heavyweight contendership match. Zareth prevails.
Nice to be called a heavyweight. It's probably the most flattering way to say that I need to lose a few pounds.
But, I was going for the wrestling, the heavyweight championship thingy.
Okay, I know, but it's more fun to pretend like you're calling me fat. How dare you? It's good to generate outrage, right?
I would leave that for Kate.
She does a great job of that. Is a gift.
All right, but we got these two on because of if you were living under a rock and you weren't pinged by the various content creators in the community, Vexatron and Zareth had a match, and was it Friday night, the first match? For GA.
Was it Friday? I think it was Wednesday night.
I think it was Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday night, yeah. All right, yeah, so it was Wednesday. We had a Wednesday night heavyweight match between Zareth and Vexatron. So, what were your guys' initial thoughts when you guys saw that you were going up against it? Did you immediately think hey, I got a message the other one and try to maybe like dual stream it or something.
You-
I was immediately like, oh gosh, oh, because a lot of people were messaging me. I honestly, if I would just been left to my own devices, I don't know if I would have even noticed. I don't look at who I'm playing usually. So, but like a ton of people were messaging me and like, oh, you're playing Vexitron, all this stuff. I my initial reaction was just kind of exhaustion. I hadn't slept for a whole lot leading up to it, and I was like, I don't want to have to plan for this. I just wanted to let my defenses just roll over. I didn't want to change anything, and but you get a match like this, and you can't just let it slide, you know. So
And how about you, Vex?
Well, earlier in the week, I like to look at the Swoga leaderboards on Bit Dynasty's website, Swoga for Life, to see where I am compared to other creators, to see, if I'm close to any matchups or doing anything fun like that. And I did see that Xerath and I were the same skill rating. I was like, there's no way. There's no way, not a third time. So I log in and I was like, let me just double check. And Mount the Algorithm is my first opponent. I'm like, uh-oh, I cannot lose 3 times in a row. Please don't set Leviathan on defense again. But I love, I find it fun, the challenge of having like a really cool moment like that. Like, obviously Xerath has been around for a while. I used to watch him when I was in college, and now I'm doing content a year and a half ago. So it's just kind of weird that you're facing people you used to watch. But initially, I was like, I'm hyped for the moment again. But wow, I got to really think harder this time to try to pull it off. And I tried to cook a little bit, but it wasn't worth.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think like I was that way with Fat Phil for the longest time. I got like he's the one that initially got me into content, like watching content. Back when I was trying to do the Ray guide in SLKR, and I just followed his guides, and that kind of hooked me into the content creator world of Swigo. It's crazy when you go up against these people that you've been watching forever, and then you're just like, man, they're actually like normal people. This is pretty cool.
yeah, that never meet your heroes, right?
Yeah.
By the way, is your name off of the character in League of Legends? I've always wanted to ask you that.
Is there a character called Xerath in League of Legends? I've never played it.
No, but there's one
Oh.
called Prevails.
Oh, now so I mean I don't need to tell the whole story, but no, I just made it up. I just I at some point I found out that someone I hated had the same screen name as me. I used to be Dark Strider back in high school, and I hated the guy. Like there was just this absolute tool on my swim team who we were playing Halo one night, and his name was Dark Stride with an A at the end, like he was trying to make it all gangster, and I was like,
Yeah.
I hate you so much. I can't be associated with you. So I just like that night made up Xerath, and that's just what I've been since then.
That's
So
cool to know.
yeah, I didn't. And then I was initially all I used to do was content for GAC. That was the only thing I made, and so it made more sense. Like my sign off is it sounds so egotistical now. It's like in all things, Xerath prevails, but it makes more sense when it's like it's just a competitive, gameplay channel instead of just a generalized, Galaxy of Heroes thing. But
Yeah.
yeah. So Xerath prevails makes more sense in that context. I feel like that's kind of lost. Maybe I need a rebranding. Who knows?
Where did the Vexitron name come from?
It's kind of random. So I kind of took my initials from my name and I was like, let me add a prefix and like an ending to it. And for some reason, I was really into Halo 3 and the Forerunners and like the whole like mech kind of thing. So I just was like, I thought Vex sounded cool. And if I just made it like mech, it was like Vexitron.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that sounded kind of cool. But that was kind of like the lore behind it. It's nothing really crazy, but I guess that's like my inspiration for it.
Sounds
It's cool to
pretty
hear
cool.
how people come up with their names. Honestly, I mean, my very first screen name way back in the day was Han Solo. Like,
Really?
I just copied. Yeah, I mean, I was
Yeah.
like 6th grade or something. I was in like a I used to play at the Decipher Star Wars collectible card game back, and so I was a part of I was like in a group that we you'd exchange cards or whatever. You trade
Oh god.
cards. So that was my signature was you know
When you think
I
about it, the slogan names are kind of interesting for the creators. You got Arnold T, which is based off of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, you need to really think about it. That's he's one of the biggest channels in mobile gaming, and his name is based off of a actor. It's just crazy.
Yeah, if I went with my
Yeah.
old screen name, it would have been Tragic Accident. That was like my old email and everything, like TRAJIK. Because when you're a teenage girl, you gotta be all dramatic. So you're like, oh, such a tragic accident.
It's a tragedy that you spelled it that way. Is what. But how did you get this screen name, Alley Gal?
A little bit of my nickname. Change the E to a 3, and then yeah.
Fair enough.
It works.
Yeah. Simple, easy. Which, by the way, if you aren't in our Discord already and you want to be notified whenever we go live, there's a link down below. You'll see a link tree, and there is the link to the Discord. Hop in there, grab the Club 38 role, and you can ask all the questions in the podcast questions section. So make sure you definitely do that. So going back to the GAC, so we got the initial thoughts into what were your Xerath, we saw that you did a lot of messing around with your defense. I remember Vexatron being like, whoa, what's with this back wall? And you actually put a lot of tricks in there. Were you trying to trip him up? I mean, obviously you were, but what was your thought behind your defense?
I mean, so the idea was, I mean, first off, play some stuff that he didn't really expect to see. I've never been that strong on creating my own unique blends of teams. Like Vex actually did a great job of a couple teams that you just can't really do research on how to beat and stuff, which I thought that was a lot of respect for people who can do that. I've always just been I'm pretty meat and potatoes, just basic, this is just this is the core of how to do it, and then just play that at a high level, just foundation kind of stuff, and fundamentals, I guess. And so, the idea though was I wanted to force him into some situations where he wouldn't necessarily have the right counters to every single thing, whatever play I placed in the front. If he chose poorly on whatever counter, it would kind of siphon him into other less, you're not gonna stop a guy like Vexatron, I don't think. And I knew he was gonna be more efficient than me, and so the idea was, can I find a way to kind of just funnel him into using a few teams that are lower percent wins. So I did a bunch of research on which teams were going to be a little more likely to stall him out. And I mean, there were a few of them that he used that were that's kind of what I wanted him to use, and then he still pulled it off. I was like, damn it.
Did you watch? Did you watch the stream?
After I couldn't, for it to be any level of fair, I couldn't watch it. I was like, I gotta go do the dishes instead of I can't just be sitting here with the phone in my hands, because at one point I went and looked at how he was doing just from my game perspective, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go look at and then no, I can't actually watch a stream. So afterward I went and watched, but I wasn't, I just I was actually very intentional about trying. I didn't want anything from anyone else who had watched it, who had watched his attacks. And then at the end, when it came down to should I pinch banners or not, I also was was just like, I'm not even going to use a calculator. We're just going to go off of, you know, my best idea of how I think I'm doing.
Mhm.
Because, instead of like, should I undersize? Should I do this stuff? I didn't want it to. I didn't want it to be like, hey, I went second, so therefore it was a huge advantage, and etc. So
And
I appreciate you doing that to try to make it like a fair. Like you didn't have to, but that was very honorable.
how about on your
Well-
end, Vex? What were kind of like your thoughts going into it for like defense and
So my whole thing heading into that is try to post teams that is not very accessible on Insight, not a lot of data. So I thought to my head, okay, we got some interesting focus data crons. Let me try to do some stuff with some crazy shenanigans and try to just throw things on defense that's either going to trip him, steal banners, and then so I had two win conditions. There was the banner stealing, no data teams, and then there was the make sure Bane is used on the front wall, gets stuck on Lord Vader in the back. Because we both made the move. Well, you kept Lord Vader on offense. I kept my Lord Vader on defense in the back wall because I haven't been setting him. So I said, if he's going to use Bane on the Reva Ahsoka team, that's going to be a win for me because maybe he has trouble with Lord Vader in the back without Bane. But he was smart and he's like, I kind of need to save my Bane. And he ended up using Queen, which almost pulled it off. It took a couple characters out. So I posted a really weird team with Reva lead, Ahsoka, Malicos, Maul. Try to keep it all Ufus for that critical hit immunity with Malicos is unique. And then maybe when Maul pops off with his anguish, Malicos will kill a death mark target and then pop and boom. So it's kind of like get the death mark from Reva lead, have Malicos and Maul like just absolutely open up a can of worms. But Queen pulled it off. Lost a couple characters, so job well done. And then the other team was the Rex lead, and I think you used General Kenobi, which I wasn't really thinking about because you know what? As I was watching your stream the next morning at work, the Ben Solo unique is shut off. So that instant defeat immunity I think is gone for a couple of the characters. So you instant killed someone. I think it was Zalbar. And I think you might have lost a character or two, but you pulled it off. So if I didn't fudge up certain drops and it was going off efficiency, I might have had the mark. But the two game plans primarily were set teams that didn't have a lot of data that he was not used to, try to pull Bane from that front wall to get Lord Vader to cause some stress. And that was the two win conditions. But he did a really good job on ships because he set a defense that's either a coin flip of a 75 or a 69. So even if it was coming down to ships, I lost the Leviathan coin flip. And with the Phantom Mark 6 reinforcement, you're going to lose 2 ships if you lose the coin flip. So it was smart.
I was glad that worked. I was like, I don't know. But it was actually kind of funny that one of your fans was like, X, no, he never places Executor on defense ever. And I was like, I'm pretty sure he does, actually. At least he did last week. And I don't know. I tend to be I'm not even that good at fleets, but I like feel confident going into fleets that I'm like, I can adapt. I can figure this out.
I hate
And
fleets.
so I thought that if X did end up placing Leviathan, I was like, oh, you can figure that out.
Would you ever use the Executor with Mark 6?
Just Executor without Mark 6.
Regular
Right,
Executor.
I don't know. I usually keep Mark 6 with Leviathan. I know that some people do that. It's really easy to. So I
Mhm.
mean, and that's the thing. A lot of people try that gamble with Leviathan, where they'll put Leviathan on defense, but they don't put Mark 6 down, and it's so easy to beat with any version of Executor at that point. That like to me, it's either you keep Mark 6 with Leviathan and cause real problems, or you just keep Leviathan for offense with Mark 6. Like to me, those are the two better options. I mean, I do it all the time on my little account or my middle account, my Prevail Man account. I was for a long time I didn't have Leviathan anyways, so I just had to counter with Executor, and I didn't know about the Mark 6 addition to it for a while. So
At this point, I don't
Yeah,
even
just
put
fun.
Leviathan on defense at all because he's such an easy counter. Like that mirror is just easy.
It is, but in certain ranks, those banner losses on a tight Grand Arena could be the difference. So if, let's say we both set Leviathan and we're really close with banners, he gets the coin flip and I don't, he wins based off of the blow up reinforcement ship. So it's like, the thing with going with Leviathan and the whole Relic 10 and stuff like that is it kind of like, I don't think Relic 10 Leviathan was like really necessary, but it is in terms of like trying to keep it even in terms of banners for Grand Arena, because there's certain situations where it could matter. But it's tricky. It's tricky. I don't want to deal with the stress of setting triple meta fleet. I'd rather bring all three on offense and have a little peace of mind, add some more years to my life for Grand Arena. But
Agreed.
so I was like, you know what? I lost because of Leviathan last time against them. I don't feel like playing around. I don't think I was expecting Phantom MK6. I think I was expecting Scimitar and like TIE Bomber or something like that. Not even Raven's Claw. But another thing, I was not, for some reason, I don't think I was expecting Hondo with OG Hondo on defense, because I was 3 for 3 previously in the season with Dark Trooper Moff Gideon with Night Trooper Kron. And one of them had OG Hondo. I think I got lucky in that battle because I was reviewing it after. They put the captive on Night Trooper, and Night Trooper died before he could get to the 10 stacks, and he fleed. So it made the battle easy. But the one against you, he kept the captive on someone that didn't die. He kept me permanently ability blocked the entire battle.
Oh, I remember that one.
I couldn't even get to my alert and turn meter train, and it was a waste of a counter. But so that was 100% my fault. The raid battle almost sent me off my chair because
that was a rough one.
She died to dots. She died to 12 dots from Queen, and I'm like, do I just kill her first? I didn't want Ezra to come back and exile someone, and he ended up coming back and exiling someone. So that was a tricky battle. It sucked, but yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, and these are some of the battles that I was hoping to funnel you into, and one of them did pay off. I was hoping you would just go for Hondo with I put Hondo on the top zone specifically so that if you did have Seer Malicos, you'd maybe be tempted by something else. Like Seer Malicos you had in the past used Seer Malicos to counter Inquisition. So I put the Inquisition in there just to see if I could tempt them away. As it turned out, you used Seer Malicos on defense anyways. But I was trying to make it so that, okay, when you get to either you use a weird counter for the Inquisition and you don't use Seer Malicos, or you use Seer Malicos on them, and then you don't have like a really high win rate on Hondo himself. And you had in the past used the Imperial Remnants and on Hondo, and that's not a high win percentage really. So I mean, there is a win percentage, and I mean, you showed that you can fight those odds anyways. Like well played teams will usually defy the odds, but I mean, it's still not going to be 100%. And so that actually played out the like almost in a different way a little bit, but almost exactly the way I was hoping for.
Also, credit to Xerath for this. Putting Luminara on the Stranger team was something I was not expecting. I was very scared to try Queen Amidala, and I did look at the data. It was not promising. Like, I've had real success with using Queen Amidala with Gas and Kiadi Mundi, because with Attacker Kron, you can ignore the marked, you can go right for the targets, it's a big blow up. But with the attacks out of turn from Padawan Obi-Wan and the protection disruption, you just don't know if a big kid from Starkiller is going to wipe you out. So I didn't want to try it. I got a bunch of messages. Like, I get comments or Discord messages after probably every video of GAC I post saying, you should have done this, you should have done that. Like, every single match, it's like, you did this wrong, you could have done this. So I had a message about SLKR against Stranger, how if you do this, you're never going to lose, you play it optimally. Like, just give it a shot. And I'm like, all right, well, better now than never, right? Everyone's watching. So I was
literally everyone. I think you had like 400 people watching at that point.
Yeah, it was high for me. I think total the highest I had for that night was like 550 or 600, so that's definitely my record.
Oh,
But
it's a lot, man.
yeah, it was cool. So I tried to get this, kept trying to pass turns back to Ray to get the Force Lightning out to prevent Luminara from taking a turn to get the heal immunity off of me. But when I passed the turn to Ray, Hux didn't have advantage, and I wasn't paying
Mhm.
attention because that's not something I'm always looking at, and it didn't reset
It
our
usually
cooldowns.
has it, yeah.
Yeah, so I do want to look at that again. If if I could go back and change my game plan, I would have attempted Bad Batch first. I still didn't have the Crosshair Cron on my main account. I couldn't get it. So I was at a it was so annoying. After all the rerolls on my main account, I couldn't get it. My other accounts did get it. I felt
Of
comfortable enough
course.
with Bad Batch to try.
I did 22 rerolls for Crosshair, not to mention the 11 to roll to level 9, and I still never got it on my main account either.
I know it's like it's risky, and even with Luminarchron, it could have been even worse because Crosshair is constantly attacking out of turn.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that protection disruption would have made him flatline quicker, but I felt like I would have had a better shot. I was more comfortable with trying that first because with Luminara in there, Barris isn't there to cleanse the marked from Batcher, so it would have stayed on Starkiller extra longer. I don't know. That's just kind of like my mentality. But if I could go back and change anything, I probably would have attempted Bad Batch first against Stranger.
Someone messaged me actually, and they were like, "He should have used Bad Batch against you," and I was like, I don't know. He didn't have the Crosshair Cron, and he's like, and the guy was messaging me. He's like, "No, he can still do it," and it works every time. And I looked at that guy's
Oh god,
GAC history.
I love when people do that.
I looked at his GAC history, and he's failed it 3 out of 6 tries. Like, okay, it works every time
Like,
if you forget about half of the times you fail.
but I see this with
So
Nooch
funny.
all the time. I actually mod for Nooch, and just all the time he'll be in GAC, and somebody will be like, "Oh yeah, this works all the time," and then somebody else will be like, "No, do this," and that's what gives Nooch his crash outs because he's like, "Stop pulling me in 30 different directions. Let me do it."
I like it when people like give suggestions, even if they're bad ones. Like for me,
Yeah.
I thrive off of ideas from people. Honestly, I'm like a Timu version of House. You know how House he's always like all of his guys are like, "Well, do this, try this, let's do this," and he's always the one who comes up with a solution and stuff. And of course, his are way more impactful and crazy, and mine are just stupid video game things. But like, I having all those ideas does help just eventually kind of converge into something more solid. So I like it when people do it. But you're right. Sometimes you get pulled in the wrong direction. You're like, that didn't pan out. I
I'll
Yeah,
regret
admit,
that.
I had
exactly, Artemis.
one good call out during the stream because you snuck Leia in the back and you're usually a back wall Sith Eternal guy. So I'm like, save Maz Kanata for the back. And then I saw Leia. I'm like, what is going on? So I had one person say like, oh well, do you have the new Asajj Ventress on offense? I was like, I actually just took that off of defense. I do. And
I
there
was
wasn't
I was really hoping it didn't keep. I wanted that to be on defense.
did,
As a,
well, yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I'm
No,
interrupting.
no, it's okay. So they're like, yeah, you should totally try the new Boba team on Leia. I'm like, I mean, I guess I'm kind of screwed if I don't, and I end up getting a full banner win. So I will admit there are times where it can come in handy.
Crazy that gets a full banner win against Leia.
Well, yeah, I figured you'd been keeping that on defense the whole the whole season, and so I was like, all right, like I don't know what he's gonna have to beat Leia in the back if I place her, and I knew I was originally gonna put Sith Eternal in the back actually, and then I was looking at the stats, and Maz does just delete every version of Sith Eternal pretty consistently, and I was like, he's just gonna have that Maz team laying around. Like Maz isn't gonna do anything against anything else of mine.
He's
So
got all that
so
Sith
I'm not.
hate.
So instead, let's keep Sith Eternal, and do something else. And I like putting Leia in the back anyways, because people, especially toward the top of Kyber, are like you don't ever see Leia on defense. So
Ever.
I figured there wasn't that much that I was that afraid of. Frankly, like she has a decent win rate against Bane. Even like there's a lot of different things she does fine against. So just trying to play those percentages of like, all right, even if he gets good RNG, if I could just set it up so that every counter he uses is like an 80% or less or something, like eventually maybe he'll fail one. And I mean, I needed every fail possible to get a good result because, I mean, I'm not well known for my extreme efficiency. Vex is, and I'm just like, we dropped 6. But hey, we didn't drop 20. Like,
Hey,
it's
60% of
better
the
than
time,
7.
it works every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm much more of a if I can drag someone into just a brawl, then my chances go way higher. Like if it's an efficiency match, I can do okay there, but
Mhm.
it's not as fun for me. And I saw that you got such a dirty score against Fatal. I was like, I can't let that happen to me. Like that's
Yeah,
that's not gonna be good.
I kind of just like locked in for that match a little bit. I don't know. His defense was tough too. It wasn't like a total cakewalk either. I just felt like everything was working. But you did set up teams perfectly in a way to throw me off guard. Like combining Barris with Ezra, I was not expecting. I thought you would have done Ahsoka Ezra to come try to maybe
Yeah.
get my Leia for somewhere else or something like that, and I would have been screwed. But adding Ezra to that lineup makes the Queen battle way more stressful. I hate it. And I ended up freaking timed out.
You almost pulled it off. I mean, that's a really low win rate actually with Queen Amidala. I wanted that actually. If I could have just chosen for one thing for you to do. I mean, there were a few things, but like one plausible thing that I wanted you to use Queen Amidala on that team, and you did get really damn close. Everyone was like, "Dude, he got so unlucky."
And I seem to recall at one, like at the end of that battle, like you slipped up and hit the wrong button. You're like, oh man, if I had done this, I would have won.
I think it was Gas's turn, and he had his middle ability and second ability up, and I
Yep.
chose to base it because I was panicking. I'm like, just freaking move.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it would have killed Ezra. It could have dodged. It could have been evasion. I don't know for sure. The whole thing is that the dots killed Barris after Ray ult, and she brought everyone back with a minute left. And I was like, I remember she was in ultimate. I'm like, there's no way you're gonna die from these dots, right? Can't you just cleanse them? And it just lined up perfectly. I almost had it, but and the one battle that you dropped, I felt like you shouldn't have even dropped. I felt like you had bad RNG.
that that was so. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, it happens. But yeah, I mean, it's like a 93% win rate. And I had to be fair though, I hadn't done it before. It like Vader kept. There were a couple times. I think there was 2 times that I like
Mhm.
quote unquote should have stunned him, and like he didn't have any extra tenacity or anything. It was just he somehow didn't get stunned, and that was just that. I mean, yeah, it happens. I mean, you have a well modded, strong team. It's gonna happen.
Mhm.
And then I tried it again in my next match, and I was like, all right, we're gonna get it right. I used the wrong Datacron though, and so I lost a second time. I was like, well, at least I'm gonna undermine the confidence in this counter at least. Like the win percentage on GG is gonna be way lower now because of me. So
Also, the Lord Vader battle against Stranger was like, I think your Lord Vader was in the red at one point.
oh yeah,
It was
well that one, I mean, yeah, it's a little in your face, like it's a
Yeah.
60% win rate or something like that, and I'm like, sure. I mean, long term, it's fairly consistently going to at least kill something. At least, once I killed, I forget what character it was first, but I was like, okay, well at least something's dead. Now I can clean it up. But yeah, I mean, you can't rely on a one shot with that. My last opponent, during the week, he got perfect banners against my Stranger team after after the entire season of him only getting like a 52 or 53 or whatever. So I asked him why what he did, and he just used Lord Vader and Apo, and that was it. And which is like a 30% win rate, but
Just
know.
them two.
Don't you love when
Yeah,
you could
just those
take
two.
a low percentage team and just pull it off, though?
Well, I mean, but that can change the whole landscape of a match sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Vex didn't give me any opportunities to use like Nice Sisters against Jabba or anything too crazy.
That's what I was like.
Well,
I always get worried with Jabba against you because you're the Night Sister guy. I feel like I remember like back in the day, you would always get that to work. I didn't start running that until maybe this year. Like I still don't feel like I'm comfortable with it, but I'm like, do I put Jabba on offense? But I don't know what I would use him for if I were to put him on offense or who I would replace it with. So I just really tried to pull Bane somehow. So I thought maybe the Boba Jabba team you would pull Bane. I thought the Reva
Yeah.
Ahsoka team would be Bane, but you chose Bo, which was the correct play, but not the play I was hoping you wouldn't make. So
and you
it,
really don't
yeah.
want to, like, going forward, you got to take Jabba off, D. Wampa,
well,
the
it's
Wampa
Wampa.
crown is back. Do not put Jabba on defense.
Yeah, I'll probably still put him on defense. We'll see.
I mean,
I wonder
best
if there's
case
anything.
scenario is he pulls. That's where Wampa's going, but
Maybe the Bounty Hunter 6, the 300% offense will be enough. I don't know. I haven't tested it, so
Yeah, that's something I was thinking is maybe, and we'll see. It wasn't it last time like in 3v3 he was like Jabba got killed by Wampa, but in fives he had a harder time or something. I don't remember.
yeah, I think 5v5 was a little risky.
I don't know. I always cleaned him up with Wampa. Like, he was done for.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, in different like leagues and different places, like so not all Jabba teams are built the same too. Like I just tend to assume every opponent of mine is gonna have Relic 9 on every Jabba
Well,
character.
that's what mine is. I got them at All Relic 9 for TV.
You're going to see a lot of Relic 10 veins next season, I can tell you that.
But yeah, I mean the damage is based off of his max health, and he gets a bunch of health at Relic 10. Yeah, I mean,
I know I keep talking about like League of Legends, but like I don't want to sidetrack too much, but League of Legends, the tanks do more damage than the actual damage dealers. Like they're unkillable and they just kill you in one hit. I feel like Vayne is that exact depiction next season. You mod him for full tankiness and he's just hitting you for a 300k true damage assist. It's like just nutty.
So the final
Well,
score was 1789 to 1801 with Zareth pulling it out.
close.
What are your guys' final thoughts on this match?
Me or Zareth first?
We'll go Vex.
Okay. Final thoughts. It was fun. I had like a blast being live with everybody. Just the feeling of like, having that pressure is kind of like pressure is a privilege. Being in those moments, like even though it's a game, you have passion with whatever you do. It's awesome to have that like exhilarating like tension and down to the wire kind of thing. Like it just felt like that aspect was really fun. Being able to like come up with fun defenses to try to theory craft was also fun. Try to see if I could, like I said, strip some banners, get them to think a little bit. Obviously Zareth's been a, consistently top 250 Grand Arena player for a long time, so I had to step up. But overall, I thought my performance was 8 out of 10. I thought I made bad decision. I thought I was pretty good on the efficient battles that I won. I think I did good with banners on like getting 65s here.
Yeah, you did great.
Thanks. I got the 65 against Reva, which that was looking iffy. What I do regret is going too far ahead and being confident with the Imperial Remnant encounter for Hondo. Because I thought, like, wow, this team is amazing. It's fun. I can get a Terminator train. As long as I get the Terminator train going with the alert, I'm going to be fine. but I have never had it where OG Hondo kept me permanently ability block like that. So if I just start with Leia first and don't do Imperial Remnant there, and then maybe I don't time out on Rey, the battle goes different.
Mhm.
But I wonder how the banners would have been if I don't drop against Rey or if I chose Leia first. I might have still lost, I think. Was it more than a 15 banner spread?
12.
7. So if I start with Leia or I don't time out against Rey, if one of them fails and one works, I think I win, kind of, unless he was really banner pinching in the end with other teams. So that's why I think he played amazing. He was able to get through the tough teams that had no data. I made poor decision making on a couple of counters and it cost me. I had to take a little bit more time to think. I don't know what I was saving my Leia for. Maybe I was like, I got to check the order of operations of the team. So maybe I was scared about if something failed against Rey, I had Leia as a backup or something like that. But overall, I think 8 out of 10 performance for me, and Xerath played it out of his mind well.
And how about you,
I don't know.
sir?
I don't know if out of my mind. I think so. What I told people at the end, I mean, obviously that's the result you want, right? I mean, get the win against a really good player. But at the end of the day, it's one match, and I mean, X is right. Like one shift in some like a bad RNG for me somewhere, bad most slightly better RNG for him somewhere, and the results would have shifted. I mean, anything within 20 banners of each other ends up being a really close match, in my opinion. And so, like, you can't say that I'm just definitively like better or something crazy like that. Like the idea is, for me at least, I mean, the pressures of privilege thing is definitely something that, I mean, I at different points in my life I've lived for that, like, top end play against really good players like that. I tend to really love that quite a bit. Like that extra pressure ends up a lot of times elevating my own play, which is really fun. Um, I think the thing that is really nice, that the thing I liked about it the most was, I saw a lot of people saying like, well, Vex shouldn't have much trouble with Xerath. Like Vex is going to destroy him. Xerath is not an efficient player. He's not,
Not to
Xerath
interrupt,
is
I don't know why they were saying that, by the way, but keep going. That's ridiculous.
Well, I don't feel like it's that accurate either, but I think I tend to be a little more laid back, and people just see that as, I don't know, sloppy and unskilled or something. I don't know. I wouldn't deign to understand exactly what's going on with that, but I will say that I mean, that sort of talk motivates me. Like, if it's like, all right, fine, like you want me to play well, you guys don't think I can play well. I mean, I guess the gloves are coming off, kind of thing. And I didn't have any problem with the way Vex was handling it. Just like people saying things like that. It just like, all right, fine, like let's go. And look, I could have lost that and still been pretty happy with it, because at the end of the day, like, I want, as long as Vex had issues, like had some problems, as long as he didn't just wipe me out entirely. Like, and that's what I told people at the end of the match. Like, the fact that I can play well enough to give myself a chance at the end. Like I can get to the point where it's an RNG thing more than it's a like skill issue thing. To me, that's where I want to be. And so I mean, respect for Vex's game. If it was a 2 out of 3 game match series or something, if we could have a series, which sounds really stressful and weird, though it would maybe be fun because we could both make weird adjustments. Like round 3 would end up being just pure madness, probably. I don't know. I wouldn't bet too hard on myself. I think Vex would. I think you'd have a great chance of beating me.
Um,
But as long as I could compete.
do you think that a little bit of the laziness thought that people could have about you might be the fact that you want to try a Wampa with only one crown that's not the best?
Tell Kate to go. She doesn't have to go to hell yet, but eventually tell her to get there eventually, please.
But I don't know why people would even say that to you. You're a competitive Kyber 1 player. Like, you're in the top of the leaderboards all the time. You're in the top 10 out of all creators, probably top 5 consistently. So, like, I don't know how people even came off to even remotely say that about, like, lazy gameplay. Like, you're a good player. I don't understand how that even gets said, but just random.
I mean, honestly, it's probably just their loyalty to you on some levels, at least. For some of those people, that like you always hope that your hero is going to beat someone else's hero, right? Like sports fandom is very similar. Like, why do people talking smack to each other when there's no real reason for it? You're like, no, these both of these teams are actually really good. Why are you saying that one team is going to destroy the other one? It's it's part of fandom. So
You didn't even look
it's
at it like
whatever,
that.
man.
That's pretty
So
crazy.
my final question before we get to the viewer question. We've seen that this elevates you guys to a whole new level, and you guys got the competition out there, and the viewers were going crazy because we finally had something good in Swago, and this has given us something to talk about. Do you want to see more, like, content creator? Because let's face it, back in the day, we had content creators facing each other all the time. I think we've got to see Wednesday that having these content creators is good for the game. Is that something you guys want to see more of going forward? Zareth?
I've said it forever, man. They should give us the ability to just spend some crystals in game to have exhibition matches that don't even have prizes. Like let us choose. I would love it. Like go and fight Arnold at some point if he'd agree to it. Like we'd both get a ton of viewers. I think that couldn't help but be awesome. Of course, I would want it to at least to some degree be limited because I think for a while there was actually a time way back in the day when so many content creators got paired with each other, like it just happened to happen, that people just started getting a little bit like over it was a little bit overblown and overdone. Like too much of a good thing, sort of. People got burned out, but I mean, I would love it. I think that's people get into that sort of thing, especially in a competitive game mode like this. I think it could only be a positive thing to have more.
Vex?
I 100% agree. I think it's really good for the community. It's good for as a content creator to get the audience, and it's fun. It's fun. Like everyone, one of the main outlooks for this game is looking up guides on YouTube, following creators and stuff like that. So you create a whole fandom and an audience of your channel, and you get to face other amazing creators. Like I said earlier in the podcast, I didn't start creating content until a year and a half ago. I've always wanted to do it. I just never had the confidence to do it. And when the PC client came out, I'm like, I guess this is a better time than ever. I don't really have to rely on BlueStacks, crashing. So
Great choice there.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah. So I used to watch Zareth in between college classes. Like this is like I'm talking like 5 or 6 years ago. It'd be Arnold, Cubs fan, mobile gamer, Warrior, Zareth. I'm sure I'm missing some of the more OGs, but I remember like I was a big GAC player back in the day. Before they got into the whole system with the GP, I think I was undefeated in the first iteration of Grand
Yeah.
Arena. I never lost a match.
Oh
And I
wow.
just always loved it. And the fact that I'm facing Zareth like 3 times as a creator just makes it fun. I faced Fatal. I faced Egnards the other day. If I could face, Sanjita, Arnold, Calvin, Scribe, all these players that have been around for a long time, I think it's good for the community. It's fun for me. And I would hope CG one day would have more of an interaction with its creators to help. Like, I look at other games, and I have friends play other different mobile games. One plays Contest of Champions as their main game. One plays Strike Force, and there's a lot of interaction with content creators that they have like a global
Mhm.
leaderboard. They include stuff with like Xerath is beat Vexatron is top 25 in the leaderboards. Like, it'd be cool if they had Vexatron reach ranked 22 in Kyber 1. Like, congratulations, in game. More of an interaction with its creator. So, long story short, yes to the content creator, GAC. You know, I just wish that CG would have more of an input and talk to the creators more.
Yeah, I wish
I-
that too, man.
I agree. I think that's something that we've been missing, like, pretty heavily in here. All right, so let's get over to the viewer questions, because I know Vex, you have to leave here soon,
In like 15, 20 minutes. I have like 20 minutes.
and then we could just kind of cut the episode shortly, so I could get to bed because I got to teach tomorrow. Okay, question number 1, from Vlad Sander. Of all the books you have ever read, what is the best or strangest opening sentence that you have ever seen? I think the best one, in my opinion, comes from Blood Rights by Jim Butcher, a novel of the Dresden Files. The opening sentence is, "The building was on fire and it wasn't my fault." We always start with guests, so Vex.
Oh boy. A book. Opening sentence. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast this morning. Best opening sentence to a book? I don't know about a book. I watch a lot of movies. I have to think. I think the last book I read was like Revenge of the Sith. Like 15 years ago. Like
Fair enough.
so I don't know if I have one for a book. You might have
Good
to
movie.
my favorite opening quote to a movie. Oh man, that is hard. I have like a maybe opening scene. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one. I don't really remember a lot of like opening lines. Xerath, go. I have to think.
Zareth?
Sure. I mean, to me, this one is it's not maybe not my very favorite series. It's fine. It's a fine series. It's not like the pinnacle, but the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. The opening is, "The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed." I just think it's I don't know. It's funny because it's in a book where it's the one like chore book you have to read. It's a 7-book series, and it's the only book that sucks in the whole series, but the opening is fantastic. So, at least in my opinion.
Mine would have to be from White Hot Kiss by Jennifer Armentrout. It was there was a demon in McDonald's, and it had a powerful hunger for Big Macs. I don't know why, that
Sorry.
just kind of like, I thought it was comical, and it kind of like caught me.
Sounds good.
Sorry, I'm boring. I gotta read more.
I'm a big reader.
Hey, you read Revenge of the Sith. I haven't read any of the actual movie novels.
I don't read
Yeah.
Star Wars. I find it really hard to read Star Wars.
I've read pretty much all of the old Star Wars ones, like the expanded universe ones, the legends now, as they call them, like the ones that are pre-Disney. I own all of them, and I've read pretty much all of them.
Something
I've kind of lost momentum on the new ones.
Something about it. What was that, Vex?
No, I was just saying I want to get into the audibles of all those books, like I guess kind of understand the High Republic. If we're gonna dive into High Republic and Swoga, I should at least have an understanding. If I mean, you never know. I mean, if they want this game to last 27 years, they said they gotta dive into like different stuff. So we'll see.
Some of the High Republic stuff is good. I lost momentum on it. But...
I like the Fallen Order 2 villain. I thought he was kind of cool.
Which villain?
Like in Jedi Survivor, Dagon Vera.
Oh, see, I haven't. I don't think I played the second one.
Really?
I
Oh
haven't
man,
played the second one. Yeah. It's not that I don't think I've played it. It's that I absolutely have not played it. So.
it's
So
fun.
this one comes from Marshmallow24. Um, if you could produce your own Girl Scout cookie, what ingredients would be in it and what would you call it?
I'll just say, I would just stay with the Thin Mint and call it good. And you're not gonna get a more creative answer out of me. That's it. Super boring.
Vextastic Delight, chocolate peanut butter.
There's a chocolate
with whey protein.
tag. We don't got the whey protein, but chocolate and peanut butter. We got the tag along classic Girl Scout cookie.
Nice.
Sorry. I'm a Girl Scout leader, so I'm around, these cookies all the time. All the time. That's what my whole weekend's going to right now. I sit outside Walmart from like 10 in the morning to 8 at night. I live in upstate New York. It is freezing, snow, rain. There's some days where it'll be 60, sunny, and then it'll turn into rain and then freeze up and go to like snow. So you're really like experiencing all four weathers, like seasons in one day here. That said, if I were to choose, I just want the s'more cookie back. We got rid of it, and the s'more is like a classic like camp thing. Like you gotta have s'mores, especially for Girl Scouts when we do a lot of camping. Gotta have the s'mores.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm sure that would be great.
And Marshmallow's second question, because I'm allowing two. Again, if you want to get in the Discord and ask questions, unlike the other podcast on Thursday nights, where a certain person only allows one. Sorry, Avant. We allow two, because this is my favorite part of the show. If Disney were to release a show exploring the story of Darth Bane, who would you cast if live action, voice cast if animated for Bane himself?
Such specific questions, man.
Zareth?
I don't know. Let Vex answer that. He's the movie guy.
What I'm leaning towards, what popped in my head, just because he's really complex and he can do a lot. But I don't know specifically about Bane, but maybe a version of Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah.
I could see him being like that brute like character. Hopefully not like cringy, but maybe him.
Oh yeah, he'd work.
He'd be pretty good for him.
You know what I was thinking of? Oh, go ahead. You can answer.
I would love it to go heavy in the advertisements for Darth Bane, and then like 10 seconds of the movie, he dies to Chimere. And Manny Jacinto comes back as Chimere.
So you want Bane to die immediately?
Yes, just to get that hype to make people watch it for Bane, and then just here's Manny Jacinto just destroying Jedi as Chimere again. Just give me Manny Jacinto back.
He's not. I mean, he's technically not dead. He's more on put on the shelf, I think.
He's been shelved. Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, the person I was thinking of, and I don't really know. I mean, probably not. But like the guy from Reacher, Alan Richardson. Rich, yeah. And because the thing I thought about him was he's just such a massive individual, and Bane was like huge physically, and then he ended up growing that armor. He had that living armor that was growing over him for a long time in the old lore at least, and so he was even bulkier. He was like almost indestructible with that armor, but it was also extremely limiting. And I don't know. I feel like that guy from in the Reacher show,
Yeah,
Alan Richardson.
That's a
that
good one.
Maybe
that was kind of my thought. Is if you're gonna have Darth Bane, he's got to be somebody bigger. Like Tom Hardy's a big guy, but he's more
Not
like
tall.
he's more taller than like wider. He doesn't have like the broadness to him where I see for Darth Bane. Like maybe if you watch the Gladiator or not the Gladiator, Troy. What's his name? He was that Nathan Jones. The big guy.
Ajax, is that what you're talking about?
Is he bald?
Yeah, that bald guy from Troy that fought Achilles. He was like the big, bulky guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
at the very start.
Yeah. I could see somebody
yeah.
like that being a good Darth Bane.
What about the guy from Game of Thrones that literally squished Pedro Pascal's head? I don't know if you guys are Game of Thrones people.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I read the was it I know it's different. Let's see.
So
I think he becomes like Cersei's like night guard or something.
funny series about Game of Thrones. I didn't watch it until House of the Dragon came out.
Dragons? Oh wow, Game of Thrones is crazy. The last season's disappointing, but everyone says that.
Well, I'm the kind of like I don't get into a show if it has way too much hype behind it. And by the time I was even considering watching Game of Thrones, like I was sitting at work and all of a sudden I hear people in an uproar over a Dunkin' Donuts cup and I was like, I'm turned off to the show. I don't even want to watch it.
I remember that in high school. And
Mhm.
that was the thing. I think I was a senior. They saw there was a big thing about the Dunkin' Cup.
Yeah, so it like turned me off to the show. I was like, I will not watch this, thank you. And then House of the
Well-
Dragon came out, and my sister was like, "Hey, watch it with me." So I kind of caved, and I was like, "Oh man, I gotta watch all of Game of Thrones."
Do you remember the Gene guy in Mando?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They had to edit that out like in the day of release.
Gregor Clegane was the guy's name in Game of Thrones that you might be thinking of.
Maybe,
Good.
yeah. Yeah, he's big.
Yeah,
It kills me
Yeah.
that they got to do that though.
the Mountain is what they call them.
All right, and our final question, from Vlad Sander again. His second question: in the new upcoming mall Shadow Lord show, it has been shown that we will see the 11th brother and Merrick. The question is, what do you think Merrick's story is, and what do you think he was doing between the events of Shadow Lord and the Ahsoka show?
Me first?
Yeah,
Sure,
man.
sure.
So I think Arak is a regular Inquisitor, former Jedi, gets slain by Maul, is resurrected by Night Sister Magic. So I think that his story is he's just a regular, whatever you call it, Jedi, former Jedi, now Inquisitor, gets killed by Maul, or he escapes Maul or something. But I think he's personally, I think you're going to see him die in the show and get resurrected through Night Sister Magic somehow. I don't know what the
Mhm.
time frame is between this and Ahsoka, but I just think he's a former Jedi.
This happens before the event of Rebels, I believe, and Ahsoka was, post Jedi.
So I don't know if he's gonna die to Maul, but that's what I think his lore is anyway. I don't think he's a Star Killer or anything. I wish Star Killer was a thing, but I don't think he's like a Star Killer kind of guy.
I mean, he kind of went out with a whimper in the show, right? I mean, he
Yeah.
just gets killed. He gets punked, and he doesn't even have a corporeal form. He's just like a fart. It's just like, okay, so
Yeah.
gas escaped. It's weird. Actually, so we were just watching the Ahsoka show earlier tonight. Me and my family finished Rebels, and now we're gone onto the Ahsoka show. And I mean, I've seen them all before, but first off, I didn't realize it. They pronounce it Marok in the show, for what it's worth. I've been pronouncing it Merrick forever, but in the show
That's
they
how
call it
I've been doing
Marok.
it too.
Yeah, I
Maroc.
mean,
Did
I don't
say
think I've
Maroc?
ever heard him called Marok until the actual show called him that. And I was like, that's fairly definitive, though. I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, I like Vex's idea, the resurrection via Nice Sister magic. That would
Mhm.
make more sense why he's just smoke. It's an interesting thing. The Inquisition never existed for a long time, and then suddenly it exists, and we just have random members popping in here and there. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, how did he fall in with Balin? He's clearly not he's not. He's part of Balin's like organization of force users or whatever, but he's not like an apprentice really. It's like he's a journeyman who's just being hired by Balin or something, which is I am interested by it. I like the idea of him being a resurrected character.
Well, I think this really pokes holes into one theory that I've seen a lot of, was that he is Canon Jarrus. Because
Kanan?
Resurrected?
yeah, from Rebels, they were saying that because he's got like the mask and everything, the Night Sisters got a hold of his body, and that's who Marak is. I
I don't know how
think
you get a hold of his body.
I don't know, because
that exploded.
he was burned, right?
Like I doubt that there's any remains at all to be found of Kanan.
Yeah,
That's an
so
interesting theory. That's a very interesting tinfoil hat.
and it was the fact that like he's blind, he has the half mask on, and Marak has the full. I think with where this is going to take place, that's a really big hole in that theory, because Maul died in Rebels, and Canon made it most of the way through Rebels, so
Kanan made it longer than Maul did, certainly.
like I think that's a big hole in that theory.
Yeah, I mean, Kanan wasn't available to. I mean, if Kanan was in the Maul show, if he's in the Maul show, which it sounds like it's confirmed from what you're saying.
Well, this is just the theory, was that Canon was there. I know.
Right, I'm pretty sure that can't work timeline wise.
Are all Inquisitors former Jedi? Is that how it works?
Yes.
Not all
Well,
of them.
all the ones that I know were.
I think you have to be a Force user. I don't think you necessarily have to be a former Jedi. As far
Because
as
you have like Balin and Malicos who are former Jedi, but they're just dark Force users. They're not even Inquisitors. It's like
Barris
are there
was a former
Triarchs?
Jedi.
Grand Inquisitor
They mentioned
was
that Ninth Sister was a former Jedi, and Seventh Sister was. I know they mentioned Ninth Sister's name in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have enough data right now about it. My impression was they're not 100% old Jedi. They're all people who can use the Force, and are willing to kill Jedi. But I mean, maybe they are all Jedi. I don't know. But my initial reaction was no. But I'm no expert on Inquisition, the Imperial Inquisition.
All right, but
I'll find some AI answer
Yeah, I'm
that
looking it
question.
up
With
right
that,
now.
we're closing up to the point where we have to go. So, Vex, if you want to plug all your stuff, give your closing statements.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much again for having me. It's my second time on the podcast, and it's great. Don't forget to follow, guys. Awesome podcast, and big shout out to Zerath for giving a really awesome live stream, Grand Arena run, great player. I mean, you don't have to hear it from me. Like you probably already subscribed to him. Subscribe to me. I'm the new guy. But yeah, I'm on Twitch, YouTube, Vexatron, GAC streamer. Talk about Galaxy of Heroes. Do a lot more stuff than that. So catch me there.
Awesome. Yeah, just search me on Google or YouTube or Twitch, XAERETH. Come subscribe. And if you don't want to subscribe to Vex, just come subscribe to me twice. You use your significant other's YouTube account as well to subscribe. She won't be mad, I promise.
All right.
That's
So-
basically it, man.
Thank you both for coming on the show. Again, we are live every Tuesday about 9 o'clock. And if you want to get notified whenever we go live, down below in the description is a link to our link tree. And there is the Discord. Make sure you get in there. Make sure you get the Club 38 role. Ask questions for the podcast. It's my favorite part of the show. It truly is. So ask those questions. Be a part of the show. We do a little bit before and after the recording. Just come hang out with us. Also in there is the link to Kate's Twitch, my YouTube. All the recordings are uploaded to my YouTube. Also the Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and Spotify, as well as the merchandise shop. So make sure you go check all that out. Make sure you check out Vexatron's channel and Zerath's channel for all the great stuff. All the Datacron stuff that you see is probably from Zerath. It's a very informative information there. Also, if you need some energy, check out Dubby, Dubby. Safer energy drink, just water and powder. A lot cheaper too. So you could use my code AlleyGalGaming for 10% off on Dubby energy drinks. So make sure you check that out as well. With that, I hope you all have a great night, and we will see you around the hollow table.
Later, guys.
Peace.
All right, the recording is done. Thank you everybody for coming in. Vex, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you got to run. Appreciate you taking the
worries.
time to come on.
I get up at 4 o'clock every day, so I'm trying to
Mhm.
prioritize my health a little bit and not stream as late. So this is an outlier, so it's okay. But I think I'm just changing my whole streaming schedule to try to get at least 6 to 7 hours and not 4. So
I hear that.
It's tough to have a real life and be a streamer / content creator. It's really tough.
yeah, can I get a million subs already so I could just quit my job?
Wouldn't that be nice? Can I get 500?
It's tough to get them, man. It's tough to get them.
It is. It really is.
Not easy.
But thank you to Zerath for coming on the show. Appreciate the both of you. It was really entertaining, GAC. I loved watching. I know I didn't talk. I didn't talk as much as I normally do, but I lurked for all of it.
It was fun.
It was a good show.
A lot of fun. Thanks for the good match, Vex. It was good, man.
Yeah, maybe we could do something when we're not facing each other.
Maybe you should.
That would be cool.
Maybe you guys should think about next time you do something like Rabid Beaver does with a hot sauce challenge, where you guys
Sounds kind of epic.
I did it once with them, and you basically take turns battling until somebody drops, and then the next person takes a turn. And when they drop, you got to take like a hit of hot sauce.
Might lose. I don't know if I do well with spice, but I'd be willing to try.
Yeah, I like hot stuff. I'm not
More of a mild guy when I get wings.
Oh, this was like 3 different. He does it really cool. He's got like 3 different kinds. He's got the normal, a habanero, and the bomb.
It's just like it's like hot ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
I would
so
probably lose to a dedicated hot sauce guy.
every
but-
5 minutes, you have to take the normal one. Every drop battle, you have to take the jalapeno. And then if you don't get a full clear, you have to take the bomb, which is like killer. Or
You'd
Yeah,
have
we
to be
should do
happy
Vex. Next time there's a GAC creator battle, you and I could do a live commentating. You and I can just hit this
Yeah,
quibble, and we'll be like, I don't think that was a wise move. I think like let's watch him
Bet.
fail here.
bet.
like Swoga
that's
content,
fun.
like Swoga at like analyst to like a Grand Arena. That'd be fun.
I think that
gotta-
would actually be a lot of fun.
Okay, it's going off
No
like
pressure for me.
the wrestling, you got to get like the cowboy hat and be the Jim Ross. Be like, oh, what a play by this part.
That's actually hilarious.
Fun.
This
That'd be
is
cool.
turning out to be
Yeah.
a slobber knocker.
Yeah. I'm gonna hop off. I have to do like a quick thumbnail for tomorrow for a video, and then I'm heading to bed. But thank you guys again. We'll definitely talk soon.
Yeah, thanks, Vex.
Absolutely,
Yep.
Vex. Take care,
Good
man.
night, guys.
Probably gonna skedaddle here
Oh,
pretty
wow.
soon too.
That turned out really cool on the screen. if you're
Split
watching
faced.
it, like
Okay.
split faced. All right, let's find while I fix this. Get rid of that. Go to Kate's. Yeah, I'll give you Kate's name.
Nice.
This is her box. You could have her thing.
But I'm sure she doesn't like to share, but she has no choice at this point. It's good.
Yep, no choice, Kate. Sorry. What you get for not being here?
That's what she gets.
Your own show. But let's find somebody to raid out to. Let's see who is over on YouTube. Willing to bet not many people is Trooper. Oh, we got Fat Phil on. Wow. Okay. We are going to, if you're over on YouTube, we're gonna raid over to Fat Phil. I'm going to post the link into if I could talk over in there. I can't raid out because I don't got 500 subs, so hit that follow button. And let's get the 500 so we could do the YouTube raid. Is he streaming over on... He is not dual streaming. Who could we raid out to? I am the only one with Galaxy Heroes. Let's we'll go out to Meathead. If I could type here. All right, the raid is started for Meathead, so let's go check out Meathead. Be a part of the raid. We'll get you right over to him. Say hi, and have a good time with that. But it's great to see everybody again, and thank you again for being here, Zareth.
Thanks for inviting me.
And remember that rebellions are built on hope.